Good evening, YouTube. It's just a fabulous evening this evening, and I'm just so excited about all the wonderful things that are happening. It was been an absolutely fabulous day today, just absolutely perfect day. Perfect temperature all day. It never got above 75. It just stayed around 70 degrees all day, and just absolutely wonderful to be outside and nice sunshine all day, not a cloud in the sky. And that's the way I feel about everything. It's just everything that is happening, all the things that is being revealed to us now about the marvelous things that the infinite mind has for us and has given us and has planted within us, and the things that are actually existing within us that we just have to wake up to. There's so much energy. There's just so much energy that is within us that we just have to wake up to. And I'm waking up more and more every day to that energy that's just flowing, that is just flowing like oceans and rivers and Niagaras. It's just like Niagara Falls. The energy Niagara Falls puts out, it just overwhelms you with the energy that is, and it's already within us. We just have to wake up to it. And I'm just here relaxing after such a nice, wonderful day, just contemplating all that energy that is flowing and just letting it flow. Just getting into a period of meditation and reflection where I just let that energy flow. We might get our mind off of that energy some during the day if enough's going on. Uh, Not very often once you really get the energy flowing, but you might be distracted just a little for a minute or two. But when we get in here, come here in the evenings and get into a period of relaxation and meditation, we're free to just let that energy flow, and the energy just wash over us and wash out of us. And I'm just hoping right now that the energy will just wash out into the internet audience all over the world. Anyone that is listening to this channel, that the energy will just flow through you right now. Just you'll just feel like the Niagaras are flowing with inside of you and just washing with inside of you, and that the oceans are just pouring over you, and fountains are just coming out of your every cell. Fountains of every kind of energy are just coming out everywhere, and you'll be right because to feel that way, because that's actual truth. We have spent a lifetime, or however many years that we've lived. If we're a teenager, we've spent 13, 14, 15, 16 years. 25 years old, we spent 25 years just coming up with ways to stifle that energy, ways to deny that energy, and ways to doubt that energy. And we've accepted what people are saying about things that have caused our energy to be stopped up and not flowing the way it should. But we have to now begin to realize that we have to let all that go, those doubts and those fears and everything. Just let those doubts and fears go and realize that the energy of God, of very God Himself, of very infinite mind Himself, is overwhelmingly within you, ready to flow out. At any time that you can get rid of your doubts and your fears long enough, that rivers of living water will begin to flow out. And the rivers of living water that Jesus spoke of in John 7:38, when He said, "He that cometh unto me, out of his inner being will flow rivers of living water," He was talking about coming to the infinite mind which is within you, the I am that is within you. Be still and know that I am God. Be still and know that what's speaking to you within is God within you speaking. That the I am, that your consciousness is one with the consciousness of God, and your mind your mind what causes you to say I am alive is one with God's consciousness, and is one with God's life. We are joined in union with God's life, and we coexist with Him. We coexist with infinite mind, and as we begin to get put away our doubts and fears, we begin to think the same thoughts that infinite mind thinks. And so then we start becoming more and more infinite and more immortal. Uh, uh, we don't become more and more immortal because we're immortal no matter what we are thinking now, but we become more and more aware of of how immortal we are, and so you can't get the energy and the healing and everything that you need. No matter how immortal you are, you won't get it until you come to the point where you realize how immortal you are, and you realize how much infinite intelligence is available to you, and you realize how much infinite energy is available to you. At any moment that you're able to put away doubts and fears long enough to receive it, then all the energy of the universe is available to you. Of energy to help you to uh, receive more abundance, energy to help you to receive more happiness, energy to help you receive more joy, energy to help you write your books, energy to help you to get on your internet channel and to speak the creative things that you need to speak, the energy to paint or do artwork or whatever you like to do, write music, sing songs. The energy to do all those things is infinite in its power, and it is available. The conduit of it is within inside of us. The conduit that reaches out into all the universe is within inside of us now, and all you have to do is reach in there and open up and unplug that conduit, open it up, and then all the energy of the universe begins to flow into you. And so that's what we do in the periods of meditation and reflection. We say, okay, all the thoughts that I had during the day of the career and the job and things that seemingly went wrong, or things that people may have said that wasn't exactly pleasant, or what they should have said, or and all those things. I will just dismiss all of those things. They don't exist. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, as far as this minute right here goes, those things do not exist. The only thing that exists is infinite mind of God, and I'm bringing the whole universe of His power right in within right now, and I'm realizing that, and I'm thinking about that, and that's the only thing I'm thinking about. And then by doing that, you'll open up the conduit to all the energy that you need. And you won't be able to contain the energy. I mean, I'm here. I just can't hardly contain the energy. I'm having to stop myself down to keep from just getting up, dancing and shouting, and ooh la la, and really just going greatly and moving around and moving my mouth too fast so that you won't be able to understand. But I'm calming myself down so that I can give you this message. But the energy is just beginning to take over. The more I think about what is available, and more I realize what's within me, the energy begins to take over, and it begins to flow out of every cell of my body, and that's health giving to ourselves, and that's health giving to us and to all around us as we begin to let that energy flow out of all of our body and realize it is there, and it's all a matter of awareness. Uh, there's not anything that we can wish for, hope for, or want that is of any good substance at all that is not already present. And see, that'll give you a lot of energy once you begin to think and realize that. Once you begin to realize that what you're praying for and what you're hoping for and what you're dreaming for is really already present, and it's just waiting for you to change yourself into a receptacle to really receive it. And you do that by beginning to realize that it is for you, and it is available, and it is already there, and you just begin to change yourself into a person that believes in all things, and believes in the infinite mind, and believes that all good things are available, and you begin to open the conduit for all of those things to flow to you. And we can begin to say to ourselves, those fears that I've had all my life, those don't exist, because they don't. Because if all abundance exists, and all rivers of living water, and all immortality is ready to flow in us, then fears, in a sense, don't exist. Sickness and ill health, fears of every kind of destruction, or fears of accidents, or fears of troubles or trials, and all these kinds of things. They don't really exist because where they exist, it's because of where they exist. They exist in our the beliefs which we have been taught, and we've been poured, and that we've poured into our subconscious mind. So where does the fears exist? The fears exist in our subconscious mind, and that's a great power. That gives you great power when you realize it. You realize, well, where is all of this troubles and trials and this lack of abundance and everything? Where did it all come from? And where did all my lack and everything? Uh, where does it all did it all come from? Where does it all exist? It exists within my subconscious mind, and the subconscious mind can be changed, and the subconscious mind can cooperate with whatever I want it to cooperate. It doesn't have to cooperate with what I've been told all my life. It doesn't have to cooperate with all the things that's happened to me in the past. My subconscious mind doesn't have to cooperate anymore with what all has been poured into it in the past. We can erase that and create a clean slate and begin to allow the immortal thoughts to flow. Begin to allow infinite mind to take over, and let infinite mind refill our subconscious mind with the thoughts of abundance, and the thoughts of immortality, and the thoughts of health, and the thoughts of happiness. And as we begin to do that, then we become a conduit for all of that. The more we think about that, the more we become a conduit for it. As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. We become what we think about all day long. It's even more true of our thoughts than it is of what we eat. You know, they say you are what you eat, but even more so, a lot more so, a whole lot more so, you are what you have thought about all your life. And so, that's no problem. I mean, it's not anybody's fault. But it gives you reason why I'm bringing it up is because that is very empowering, because you realize that, well, if everything that's creating unhappiness is a product of what I've thought about all my life, all I got to do is change my thoughts, and things will all turn around, and that's correct. And all you got to do to get more energy in your life, and as I say, the more to have energy is to have everything, because if you have enough energy, you can create anything. You could paint any painting, you could write any poem, you can write books, you can do anything you want to do, you can build anything if you have enough energy. And so energy equals abundance. And by changing your thoughts, you can gain more energy, and by becoming more aware that the energy is already within you. See, we're not really trying to gain energy. We're not really trying to bring in energy that is not within us now. We're simply meditating and reflecting in order to wake ourselves up to the energy which is already within us. The energy which is just uh, hundreds of millions of times greater than we could ever think, which is just simply dynamic and atomic nuclear in amount that is within us. We're waking ourselves up to that, and realizing how much energy has already been within us, and that we have just subtracted away from. Every day that goes by, we've subtracted a little away from that energy by our doubts and our fears and our the subconscious things which we allow to that tape recorder in our mind, which we allow to play over and tell us that, oh, so and so said this, or so and so this kind of thing has happened in the past to me. It's bound to happen again. There's bound to be a problem. If I go into a particular business, there's bound to be a downfall. There's bound to be a problem. There's bound to be a downside. What's the downside? And all these things that keep running through our mind. We got to get rid of all of that and just say, there's more energy than I could ever possibly use in all my life anyway. And so let me begin to become aware of it. And then all things will take care of themselves. All abundance will come. All happiness will come, all healing and health will come, and you can be healed of anything. There's no incurable diseases, and you can be healed of anything once you wake up to realize. I mean, if you've got atomic, like an atomic bomb worth of energy within you and greater, what illness can fight against that? Not anything can. So what we need to do is, in this time of relaxation in the evenings, we begin to become aware of all of these this energy, and let it begin to heal us and let it begin to your thoughts. And I'll see you then on the next video. Thank you. Have a good evening.